What if the reason you feel unseen is not because you lack something, but because you've outgrown where you are? What if discomfort, the misalignment, the constant feeling of this isn't it confusion? It's clarity. We often assume that when something isn't working, we need to fix ourselves. Adjust more, shrink more, explain more, prove more. But what if the truth is this? You are trying to fit into spaces that were never built to hold who you've become. And instead of questioning the room, you've been questioning yourself. Today we're going to shift that perspective, because not every space deserves access to you, and not every version of you belongs in the same room. Here's where it gets complicated. Growth changes you, but it doesn't automatically change your environment. So what happens? You evolve, but your surroundings stay the same. The conversations feel shallow, the connections feel forced, the energy feels off, and you start noticing things you didn't before. Patterns that no longer align, dynamics that drain you, expectations that feel restrictive, relationships that feel one-sided. But instead of honoring that awareness, you question it. You tell yourself, maybe I'm overthinking, maybe I'm expecting too much, maybe I should just be grateful. So you stay. You stay in rooms where you must downplay your growth, you must explain your boundaries, you must dilute your truth. You feel misunderstood more than supported, and slowly you begin to fragment. Part of you continues growing while another part of you stays stuck, trying to maintain connections that no longer fit. This creates internal conflict, because growth requires expansion but misaligned environments demand contraction. And you cannot do both for long without losing clarity. Here's the deeper truth. Not every space you once belonged in is meant to accommodate who you are becoming. And that's not betrayal. That's evolution. So how do you navigate this? How do you honor your growth without feeling like you're abandoning everything? Step 1. Accept that outgrowing is natural. Growth is not just about adding new qualities, it's about shedding old alignments. You will outgrow conversations, habits, mindsets, and yes, even people. Not because you're better, but because you're different. And different requires different environments. Step 2. Stop negotiating your expansion. One of the most subtle forms of self-sabotage is negotiating parts of yourself to maintain comfort. You minimize your goals, you soften your boundaries, you silence your intuition. Why? To avoid friction, to avoid loss, to avoid being misunderstood. But growth will always introduce friction. And if you keep choosing comfort over alignment, you will delay the life you're meant to step into. Step 3. Redefine loyalty. Many people stay stuck because they confuse loyalty with permanence. But real loyalty is not about staying the same. It's about honoring truth. And sometimes truth says, this no longer aligns. You can appreciate people, love people, and still recognize you are not meant to continue in the same space together. That's not disloyalty, that's honesty. Step 4. Get comfortable with transition spaces. There will be moments where you've outgrown your old environment but haven't fully stepped into your new one. This space feels like loneliness, uncertainty, and disconnection. But it's not emptiness, it's recalibration. This is where your identity restructures. This is where your standards solidify. This is where your discernment sharpens. Don't rush to fill this space just to avoid discomfort, because if you do, you'll recreate the same misalignment in a different form. Step 5. Intentionally choose your next room. Not every new space is better, but only aligned spaces. So be intentional. Look for environments where growth is normal, not threatening. Depth is welcomed, not avoided. Boundaries are respected, not challenged. And authenticity is safe, not judged. Because the right room won't require you to shrink. It will require you to rise. So understand this. The discomfort you feel is not a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that something has changed. You are no longer who you used to be. And trying to remain in spaces that only fit your past will always feel like resistance. Stop forcing yourself to belong where you've already outgrown. Stop translating yourself for people committed to misunderstanding you. And stop mistaking familiarity for alignment. Because here's the truth. Not every room will recognize you. Not every space will celebrate you. And not every connection will grow with you. doesn't mean you go backward. It means you move forward with clarity. You don't need to fit into every room. You need to find the ones that fit who you've become. Because growth isn't just about becoming more. It's about becoming more honest about where you no longer belong. And once you accept that, you won't just seek better rooms. You'll become someone who only enters spaces worthy of your presence.